Hi folks, in the past 24 hours I got two rumors from two different sources. One is about a new Panasonic 500mm L-mount lens and one is about another macro lens from Sony, maybe the 100mm macro coming by end of this month. So today I want to discuss those rumors, and before we kick off, the usual reminder to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss any of the upcoming rumors. So today I can share some info about possibly two new lenses from Panasonic and Sony, and let's kick off discussing the Panasonic lens first. This is coming from a source that is highly trusted. He shared multiple correct rumors in the past couple of years. So first of all, I want to thank the source again for sharing this info, and the info he shared was that Panasonic will soon have an announcement for a new 500mm 5.0 7.1 zoom lens. So this is a L-mount full frame autofocus zoom lens. He's also shared that this lens will have a weight of 1.3 kilo, which is exactly the same weight of the Canon 500mm lens, although the Canon has a faster aperture at the wide end with 4.5. So the Panasonic is a tiny bit slower when it comes to the aperture at the wide end, but it's really a minimal difference. But they're very similar lenses, the Canon and the Panasonic, with the same weight. I don't know how the size will be, but I guess the size will be about the same as the Canon, and it's going to be lens for the mainstream, so not terribly expensive, but many can afford it. This is a wildlife, a sports photography lens. Of course, not as fast like a 2.8 zoom, but it will also not be that expensive. I don't have ulterior specs as of now. The source promised me to send me soon some more specs, so if you're waiting to get info about the pricing and the size and when it will be announced, then probably, hopefully next week I can tell you more, so stay tuned. And if by chance you stumble upon more info about this lens, then you can contact me here using this email address and this contact form. So if you know something about this lens, when the lens will be announced and so forth, then let me know. Thanks a lot for that. And now let's talk Sony. So if you remember back in July, a trusted source said that Sony was ready to launch a 100mm 2.8 GM macro lens. Sounds like a successor of the well-known 90mm G macro lens. That is quite an old lens. Makes sense that Sony will update this lens, and don't know exactly why they moved from 90 to 100mm lens. I'm not a macro shooter. You can let me know in the comment system if this gives you some sort of advantage. But apparently this lens is in the works and about to be announced, and the source How to Fly is really reliable. And what I got now is anonymous tip, so from a new source, so this is not reliable as of yet, but he said that a new Sony macro lens will be announced on September 30. That's what the new source said. On this level I don't have, of course, now certainty, but I trust the other source saying that the 100GM macro is coming, so I think there's a fair chance that indeed we maybe get this lens on September 30. But also in this case, if you can confirm or deny this info, contact me using this email address and or send a message through the contact box. So those were the two lens info I got in the past 24 hours. I didn't get anything else. And now I just want to quickly touch on yesterday's video about the Sony A75, because some of you are understandably disappointed to see that I didn't share the specs. I was actually excited that finally I can confirm it that within 2 months the camera is coming and that it's highly likely to have a new sensor. So for me that was an important info to share, but for many this wasn't enough, which I understand. But yeah, I prefer to share this info when I can, even if it's not a lot. And the second reason why I also do those kind of videos, in the hope that other sources can confirm or deny what I got. So there's a work in progress. It's not easy to get info about Sony, as you know. And like it or not, I'm the only one that most of the time reliably shares and leaks info about Sony. Like for example, Sony A12 images, the 5150 gem. I missed the RX1 R3 while I got the FX2 info right. So it's always a hard job, but and you have to also understand me, those kind of videos I do also to get more info from sources. In the meantime, I didn't get any other info about the Sony A75. But like I told you yesterday, this camera will be an evolution with some tiny points that will be disappointing and some things that will be a solid update. I actually, because you asked me so much in the comment system to share more, I actually gave away some 1-2 tidbits about the camera, so you can go and read the comment system from yesterday where I shared some tidbits. There will be some minor disappointments, but don't worry. Overall, I think still this is a solid update. Also hope that soon I will get info about the FX32, and also next year, from what I heard, at least next year we will get more cameras, more alpha cameras than we will get this year, because this year we got the RX1 R3, which is a compact camera, not a system camera, the FX2, which is a cine camera, of course. So the A75 will be the only alpha camera of the year. Next year we should get more. Just guessing, A7R6 is definitely a hot candidate. I haven't heard anything about the A7S4, sorry. There could be also an update on the A7C cameras, but also some aps-c camera would be nice, some new A6 something. But next year we should get more alpha cameras and will be more interesting. So hopefully it will not be as boring as this year. At least for me personally it was boring, because the FX2 and the RX1 R3 were not the kind of cameras I was interested in. The RX1 R3 I was interested in, but not for $5,000. A75 I don't need, because I have the A7R5, the A7R6 I might consider to upgrade if it has something special, okay? Okay, folks, but really, that was really it. As soon as I can, I will tell you more about the Panasonic lens, so hopefully next week. By the way, I forgot to say, that's all the source said, so there will be probably no new camera from Panasonic or anything else. This is all we should get, otherwise he would have told me. And also, again, let's hope that this rumor turns out true, that on September 30 we are getting the 100mm 2.8 gem macro. And then, like I told you yesterday, October, November, we should get the Sony A75. I think more likely November, but I still am awaiting confirmation for this. Folks, that's it. Again, like this video if you liked it, and also subscribe if you don't want to miss any of the upcoming videos. See you soon.